Well, what's going on in the world today? We're about to find out. Let's head over to Manvesi Street. Now, would you date a trans woman? Hood versus college town. Now, this is a very interesting one. All right, let's take a look at the pulse and take a listen at the vital of our society. This is a good one. Make sure you like and subscribe to the page. Click the bell icon for more. Without further ado, let's get to it.
You personally date a transgender person?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
No.
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 And why is that?
I'm heterosexual.
Would you date a transgender person? First, we're gonna ask Georgetown, and then we're gonna ask the Hood.
Either of you guys date a transgender?
Yeah, I would. Yes.
And have you ever done it?
No.
Yeah, I'm already in a relationship.
Is it a transgender relationship?
No, it's not.
Would you date a transgender person?
I don't see why not. I don't think it's like that big of a deal.
Would you personally date a transgender person?
No, I wouldn't.
No.
Would you date a transgender?
No, I'm a transgender. I like men.
A man that's dressed as a woman would make me appear to be a lesbian in public, but I'm heterosexual. I wouldn't date a woman that's dressed as a man because then that is being a lesbian, and I'm not a lesbian, so.
Why don't
Wow. What a difference in perspective.
you want to?
I mean, I'm straight, bro. Like, I like females.
Right.
Real females, you feel what I'm saying?
So if you're dating a transgender person and you're straight at the time, does that mean you're straight after you date them?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think you're still straight. Like you're a guy and you're dating a trans girl.
Yeah, I think you're still
Yeah.
straight. Because also sometimes it's just hard to tell.
You're still straight even if you're dating a transgender person?
Yes.
I guess because it's your own sexuality, and I guess it doesn't really matter in regard to who you're dating as long as it's what you are.
When do we reach that point where you're no longer straight?
Like, okay, let's say you're a male, but then you're with someone who was a woman but transitioned into a male, then I guess like you would be
Like
gay
two
then.
people who identify as the same gender.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so it's all by identity, not necessarily by biology in that respect, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
People are telling us that you could date a transgender person and still be straight. Does that make sense to you?
No, that don't make sense because they changed their gender. So technically, you still not straight. You changed your gender for that person.
No.
Look at the difference here. This is huge. So what is happening in our schools that our young children are so confused about basic biology? Is it true that education is freedom then? Don't get me wrong, I'm in school. I'm an educated individual. But I think sometimes sometimes what's happening in some of our colleges and universities is the brainwash is really bad because the common person don't think like that. Here's the guys in the hood, and they're looking at it like, "No, man, are you crazy?"
Because they're not originally a girl. I
No.
wouldn't say that you'd still be straight.
You think that's something else at that point?
Yeah, it's something else. Might have to make up something.
It don't make
Something else. You have to make it up. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. There needs to be a third category of something else. Who knows what that's going to be, but I would not date. I mean, I had met 2 trans individuals, not willingly, when I was a long time ago, before I became a Christian. And me and my friends, we went somewhere. We met 2 people. Well, not the same day, different days too. I'll tell you what, this much I know. It just felt so wrong. There was something about that just didn't sit well with us. We looked at each other. We like, nah, this is not okay.
No.
Sorry, we'll pass.
makes sense. It is how you straight, but you dating. I guess because they changed their gender, but like, it still don't make sense.
Right.
Because you were born your way.
Don't make sense. You see, this is when what you're hearing here is intellectual stupidity versus common sense. Intellectual stupidity, what I refer to it is, is just, we have people who are educated, but they lack common sense, right? And we have people who might not be as educated, but they have common sense. So, and they make a lot more sense than the people who have all these degrees and who's supposed to be getting these degrees. But you have to remember, these are the people that are in our society that are changing the fabric of our country, because they are qualified. And they are the ones that are telling us what we should be saying, thinking, doing, celebrating. But when you go to the average common man right there in the hood, this is how we think. And they are the ones who's right.
And I always tell it like it is.
Can't still be straight and do that.
Because you were born your way.
Can't still be straight and do that. I don't see how that can be.
Does it make any sense to you? People say that, yeah.
Why do you think some people are hesitant to date a transgender?
With a lot of religion, people want to say that it's their only personal belief. They don't understand that it's
Actually, none of these other people claim anything to do with religion. It's just common sense. It has nothing to do with religion. This is always a jab, go after the religious folks. It's because of your religion that you think straight. You think that man is a man is a woman. So isn't pride a religion too? Isn't the trans ideology a form of religion? Some call it a cult. I mean, that's the fastest growing religion in the world today. 7.5 Gen Zs identify as LGBT or some sort. So, just saying, seems like we all religious at the end of the day.
It's just how people are, and being transgender doesn't mean that you're bad. You're just a person. That's how you are. That's how you're born.
But nobody said anything about you being bad if you're trans. I mean, you see.
What?
That's not making me feel guilty kind of game. No, it's just people have different preference. People don't want to lay with a man who still has all these. They don't want to lay with another man. Okay, let's just put it that way. A girl with something underneath her pants, supposed girl, alleged girl, right? But we can still tell the difference, and there are a lot of people who look at that and say, "Sorry, I'll pass." There are people in the world today. Even in Hollywood, and I've heard a lot of rappers. They love their trans women. They love to lay with people who now identify as a woman, who are still men, and they think it's great. It's amazing. They are happy. Fine. Knock yourself out.
What was that about?
There's a lot of unknown, and that really freaks people out.
Probably just scared to get judged if they're dating a transgender, then people are gonna think I'm gay.
Yeah. Why do you think people wouldn't want to date a transgender person?
They're transphobic and homophobic.
They're transphobic. Here is that word again. People cannot just disagree with you without being called a name.
That's racist.
That was racist.
Oh, okay. All right. We are transphobic because we don't want to lay with another man. Fine. And I'm not gay. And you're pathetic for thinking that we are transphobic just because we don't agree with you. Okay? It's very childish. But go ahead, college people.
Homophobic.
Probably that they just don't understand.
Why do you think some people don't want to date transgenders?
Well, it's a choice. Some people don't want to date men.
Mm-hmm.
Some people don't want to date women.
Why exactly do you not want to?
Because I'm not into them.
It's a choice. It's a preference.
They're cool. I will hang with them. But personally, I'm not doing that. Dating, not doing it.
She said, no. I'm sorry. I don't want it. They cool. I'll hang with them. They could be my friends, but no, we're not dating. No. Mm-mm.
I won't say nothing about nobody's personal opinion. If you like transgenders, that's fine. Because I got gay friends, lesbian friends. It's just up to you.
So do you think a lot of this is education-based?
Yeah, I think if we start young, we could definitely teach children to be more accepting and more loving of everyone of different identities.
That tells us a lot. I mean, maybe that's why the kids are under attack today. Get them young, because if they get old, we can't teach them this concept. So let's forget about the older folks, those non-educated people from the hood people. Y'all just a bunch of people. Y'all don't know anything. You have no education. You're from the hood. Let's go and get them young.
Children.
So let's focus on the upcoming generation, the children. It makes sense why the children are this stuff is in the school. I mean, it's very intentional. That's hey, man, this is communist propaganda at work. I mean, it definitely is. It shows us that we are in serious trouble as a culture. We really are. I hope you're realizing that.
Starting like kindergarten, preschool.
Yeah, I think so. Just showing like different families and different identities, how people feel about their identity and in their own skin is really helpful.
Why do you think some people...
You are uneducated, so let's expose you to more of that so that you can change your mind. Let me convert you. I mean, wow, that's like...
Are you crazy?
Evangelism. Let's evangelize.
People wouldn't date a transgender person?
I think a lot of people are uncomfortable with things that they are not educated on. We don't talk.
You use the word education again, and education is a beautiful thing, man. It's a gateway to freedom and independence and making great things happen in the world. An educated man stands on, vantage ground is the word I'm looking for, vantage ground. So but at the same time, when you have the wrong education, didn't Martin Luther say that it's been proven, I gotta find the text, I'll put it on the screen, but the schools will be the very gateway of hell. Will be proven to be the very gateway of hell, some of the schools. And what he was talking about were those... He was talking about religious schools when he said this too. That's what's crazy about it. But if this was true for religious schools, how much truer it is for secular schools where God is not in it at all. Better or worse?
You don't pray to our God.
I'll let you decide.
Talk about it enough, and so a lot of people don't know how to approach things like this.
They're scared because it's different to them, and they don't like to go beyond their bubbles.
I think a lot of people just don't understand, and there's like a lot of fear mongering. So what they do know is like a very limited perspective, or is from...
Y'all limited in your perspective. You lack education. You don't understand. You transphobic. You are afraid.
Okay.
Maybe we just see things differently.
a very particular lens.
People are scared of what they don't know about, and they're just uneducated, and they don't...
People are scared. I hear this all the time. Like, people are scared for what they don't know about. Actually, people don't care about most of the things that they know about. I know about this, and I understand the argument. I hear what John Money tried to do. I hear biological sex and gender and how different those two supposed sexes on the spectrum. I hear you.
Are you saying that men and women are identical?
I still think is nonsense.
From a very particular lens.
People are scared of what they don't know about, and they're just uneducated, and they don't make the efforts to educate themselves.
And how do you think we change that? Is that something we would go to the schools?
I think we could introduce more education in the schools and things like health classes, but I think a lot of places are really against that. Just they're against sex ed and all that in general.
And there's another thing that's also true. Okay, black folks have a strong religious value in their neighborhood. Even though you see black people acting up, and I'm telling you, I'm black. I was raised in Brooklyn, New York. Most of our young black men in these communities that are acting up have had strong religious values. I think what happens over time, they either don't practice or they get wrapped up in the wrong circle, listening to the wrong type of music, and eventually they lose themselves. But if you were to speak to the average black man, and most of them either have a knowledge of God, I've heard about God, some type of concept about God. So there's somewhat of a root and strong core religious understanding, Christian value in black people. This is true for a lot of other culture as well, but I'm speaking prominently for people in the hood right now. But you can tell that is why they do believe that as well. It's not because of a lack of education. They have what is known as Christian values. That's part of the reasons. That's why I still understand why black people commit so much crimes, because actually we know better. We were taught better. You know, almost every black kid was either raised in a church. I'm telling you. and I can also tell you some stories being in ministry. Our black sons and our daughters, they're acting crazy. It's not like they don't know. It's not like they weren't taught. You know, they just make bad decisions. They choose otherwise. And that's the thing about Christianity and faith. Once you are exposed to it, you need to take it with all your heart, because if you don't, the other extreme will happen to you.
Also, it's hard, but I think the schools would be a good place to start.
It requires some education to like move past that in order to like challenge the belief that you hold. It might be a true belief, but it's like that belief is informed by information that if they were to be educated about or were to seek more information about, it might challenge that belief itself.
This girl is crazy. It might be a true belief, but it needs to be challenged, and so it needs to be changed. So if it's true, why do you need to change it? Wow, I can understand. There's time the truth is progressive. There's time things could be modified. There's time we need to come to a deeper and broader understanding. I get it. But to say a man can become a woman, that is not even progressive truth. That is regressive in itself. That is completely diabolical. This is 180 degrees. You are completely denying everything that is basic. That's not education, that's false theory, that's ideology, and that's confusion.
Some people that we spoke to said that the reason people wouldn't want to date a transgender person is because of education. Do you agree with that?
I'm gonna say no because that's not the way I go.
You would never change your feelings, right?
No.
Do you think that like we should be trying to educate people to change their feelings?
If you want to, and if they're open to hear it.
So you don't think you could teach someone feelings?
You can teach people feelings, but not everybody gonna accept how you feel.
Do you guys think there's any other reason that someone wouldn't want to date a transgender person?
This is a really nice video.
I'm sure there's like a lot of personal beliefs one would hold. Personally, I think that those beliefs are like backed up by information that's unsupported.
I identify as straight, unfortunately, but I feel like I would be open to it for sure.
Unfortunately.
I have nothing to say.
You think that's unfortunate?
That I'm straight? It's not the vibe these days.
Do you guys?
It's like
I quit.
They're making heterosexual people who are straight feel bad. Like, no, but I don't feel bad for being straight. I don't feel bad for loving my beautiful wife. Are you guys crazy? Like, something's wrong with you. If you think I'm gonna feel sorry that I'm straight, sorry that I don't want to be with a man, sorry.
Lost your damn mind. You done lost your damn mind.
Y'all crazy, man. These college kids are just crazy. No.
Date a transgender.
Oh, they look Muslims. Yeah, good luck with that.
Actually, no.
Not
really. Yeah, I'm not really.
Why not?
I believe this is not normal. This is not normal thing to change from female to male or male to female because God, Allah, create us in a specific way.
Told you, Muslims.
So why we change that?
Where y'all from?
From Saudi Arabia.
Good luck. Good luck asking Muslim people to change their perspective concerning this. Oh, this was a great video. I mean... Friends, we are in trouble. These schools have totally brainwashed our children. And you can see in this video, the people in the hood and the people from these colleges have two different, complete worldview about transgenderism. It reminds me of what the Bible says, that in the last days, that people will be giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. Now the Spirit speaketh expressly, that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils, speaking lies in hypocrisy, having their conscience seared with a hot iron. Tell you what, we're looking at it, friends. We're looking at prophecy being fulfilled right in front of our eyes. The condition of our culture is not good. The education system is broken. And our children are in a bad condition. And we need salvation more than ever before. There is no other option. We need salvation. I'm telling you, it's bad. And that's on an individual basis. Each man gonna have to choose for themselves. I say today, I want Jesus. This stuff is crazy. Give me Jesus. I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one. Bye.